Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
All right, welcome to the KVJ ATS Podcast.
Kevin's eyes look insane, but he's got new hair. Virginia is a witch and she farts in her chair. Jason is a spaz who's got an old man's ass. Welcome to the After the Show Podcast.
Hello, welcome. It is Friday in the KVJ After the Show Podcast. Everybody ready for your weekend?
Yeah.
Get it going. Yeah. Good times. Yeah, I'm ready to go.
What are you doing?
Got football on the schedule. Got a little wedding I'm going to be popping into tomorrow.
A wedding?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Somebody's got the antibodies.
Don't do it. Don't do it. That's who's getting married.
Are you yelling for the groom?
For both.
Yeah, it is kind of interesting just so you know where everybody's at. So, I mean, some people are having some weddings going on here. And I'd actually just read off earlier today, it's 70% of people who get a wedding invitation, they won't even RSVP until they know, okay, what's going on with this thing? Is it outdoors? What's happening with it? So, you know, it's still a pretty legit excuse to not show up to somebody's wedding, I think.
It is, but you're going to be called selfish.
Send a little gift card. Don't go and don't think about it again.
Somebody texted us today. I read the text briefly, and they said, yeah, I had that situation. It was when I had read that stat off. I had somebody, it was a destination wedding kind of thing where, you know, we were going to have to fly there, go to the wedding. I just said, look, I'm not comfortable doing it at the coronavirus and travel and all that stuff right now. And they had the balls to hit me back up and say, okay, well, would you mind then putting a little bit of that travel money into the gift?
That's so ballsy.
Isn't it?
I mean, you just need to say to this person, have you lost your ever-loving mind? This wedding has made you insane.
They legit asked you that?
They did, yeah. That's what it said on the text.
Has this person always been an asshole, or is this just a wedding thing? Because some people are just a jerk by nature and would say this, and some people let their own wedding turn them into a crazy person.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's probably it.
Are you tight with this person? Like super tight?
I don't have any answers for you. Who, me? Or me for this, or for the person text in?
For the person that texted
gotcha.
It's the person that texted in.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, I don't know. Crazy.
Whoever's telling you that is so rude, and you need to really think hard. What does this person bring to my life, actually? Will I miss them if I just let them fly away? Fly away, butterfly.
Yeah, I'm just kind of curious, you know, even with the wedding that I'm going to, I wonder if they've got full capacity as to what they had for their guest list, or if, you know, on the average wedding right now, what percentage of your guest list is saying, nah, not yet?
Where is said shindig you're attending?
Sebastian,
Florida?
Yeah. It's like an hour and a half away.
Do you know the venue? Do you know the
No.
details? Who is it? Who's getting married?
That's some friends of ours, daughter.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we're going to jet up there and check out the ceremony and then jet back. Indoor,
outdoor?
Don't know. Not really sure. But yeah, I don't have a lot of answers on this. See, I mean, I honestly, like, for weekends and things like that, like, I'm just trying to make it day to day.
You just let the queen plan it.
Yeah, I do.
She wants to go to this wedding. Are these more her friends or your friends?
No, I mean, they're both the same friends.
Well, that's what I was asking. Like, how tight are you?
Yeah, I was just confused which story. Yeah, I mean, we're friends. You know, we're good friends with them. So,
all right.
It feels like the right thing to do. I'm cool with it. You know, I'm not freaked out by this whole thing. I had the corona already. I feel like I'm good for a little while.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how long you got them for, but you got the antibodies, so you can kiss the bride if you want.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't do that. I'd wind up stabbed. It'd be worse than coronavirus. I'm more afraid of my wife than I am coronavirus. I ain't kissing anybody. You crazy? Yeah, they say that as far as like where people are set right now, 4 out of 10 people now say that they feel safe eating indoors at a restaurant. 40%. So a majority still don't feel safe eating indoors, but I wonder how that changes when you talk about outdoors.
Yeah, I almost talked Panda into it the other night, and he hasn't been since March. He loves this place up in Tequesta, Evo. Evo does Italian. Panda loves Italian.
Right.
And so I was like, come on, let's go to Evo. But it was a Sunday, and they're not open on Sundays.
I see a lot of people talk about Evo. Is it really that good?
It really is.
Is it fancy Italian food?
It's very fancy Italian food.
They make pizza?
They make everything but pizza. They do flatbreads. There are some flatbreads on the menu.
That's like pizza, not really, but sort of.
It's more fine dining Italian. Like they do have like your chicken parms and all that kind of stuff too. Lots of pasta dishes.
Okay.
Lots of mozzarella, and they have like a burrata. They have beautiful food.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one of the biggest scandals that we had this week on the show. Jaybird had sent me this Italian quiz to quiz him on how Italian he was, and it is one of those quizzes where they wouldn't give you the answers until you took the whole damn thing. It was like 18 questions.
You got to click through every question.
I had to click through every damn question.
And you got time for that.
Yeah, and I'm flying through it in the morning. I'm trying to get this thing ready, and I'm like, oh, crap. And so I went through, and at the end it said that I got every single one right. So then I went through and I just, looked at what I'd had and what I'd answered, because it said I had a perfect score. I was a paisan, it said. And one of the questions we got the email about, we got several emails about. In fact, people were emailing management. They were so upset. Rochelle said,
there was a lot of management emails.
Said, during your Good Italian segment, I became immediately shocked when Kevin said the main ingredient in pesto is cashews. They had the options. Cashews was one. I'd answered cashews. I didn't know. Basil was another one. Then they had a third item. I can't remember. Jaybird answered basil. And all the recipes that I see say he's right. Please clarify. Yeah, it probably was just a bunk quiz.
I took it back. It said it's basil on the test.
Yeah, I don't know. It told me, because I was trying to see how many I had right or wrong, and it said perfect score. And so I have no idea, because I even copied it, because I'm like, well, I just want to make sure. I copied and pasted it and read you guys what the test said to me.
Anybody can put one of these quizzes up, you know, and it can totally be where they didn't do it right and they don't have it set right.
I'm not the guy to give an Italian quiz.
Yeah.
I'm not Italian. I don't know anything about it, so I am happy to relinquish that point to Bird. So thank you for
Basil
the
sounds
clarification.
right.
Basil's the right answer.
Yeah. Yeah, people were hot pissed that wasn't addressed properly. So hot pissed. So, I
One
can
person emailed our boss like 3 different times.
Yeah, it's like
They demanded a retraction.
it wasn't any kind of riggy business. It wasn't any kind of conspiracy. I'm happy to give him the point.
They were like, clear Jaybird's name now.
He's still a shitty Italian.
Yeah.
So shitty, I guess I send shitty quizzes.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean,
No, it's fine.
it's those quizzes. I've taken them too, and they say different things.
Well, I just hate when they do that, where it's like you got to click through everything, and then at the end, it didn't mark anything wrong. I think it was maybe the algorithm that they had set up. I know we can't seem to get a quiz set up here for KVJ. We were just trying to do quizzes, and like, oh no, they don't do that anymore. Facebook will do that stuff. They used to have a quizzing, you could do a question platform, and they got rid of it.
Facebook changes all the time. It's like being married to a stranger.
Why do they do that? And the one thing they need to change, the limit of how many friends you can have, that's been steadfast for 20 years.
Do you know who always changes their appearances? Criminals. That's who. And that's what Facebook does. They always change their appearance. They're a fucking criminal.
I believe they are diabolical.
I hate Facebook. I don't like social media as it is, but Facebook is my least favorite just because of the inconsistencies that they have. You're trying to do something for work and you're trying to upload it. They change it to the point where it makes you lose your mind. I'm going back to MySpace.
It'll be you and Tom.
And Justin Timberlake.
It was always so peaceful on MySpace.
Yeah, he invested heavily in that thing, and didn't they already pull the plug on it?
It was supposed to be good for musicians, but I don't know if that worked.
Yeah, I mean, I hear no one talking about it.
No, zero chatter.
Yeah,
That sucks, man.
I thought I remembered reading the blip story real quick that they pulled the plug on it again.
I feel
some
like
time ago.
I feel like Facebook took what MySpace did and just made it bigger. MySpace and Facebook were very similar.
Sure.
So there you go. Let me see. Other things. We got some complaints on. There was, I think, something playing on the app. It was amazing. Somebody was very upset today because there was a commercial that was playing entirely in Spanish.
I know. It ruined their day, it seemed like.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
Is this Kevin pushing his pro-Spanish-speaking
right?
agenda?
So what happens is when people listen on the app or the stream, they think it's going over live. It's different. There's a different feed there.
Gotcha.
You guys are hearing something different when we're not on the broadcast. The live one. If you're listening in your car.
Yeah, the app and the radio signal are giving you different stuff at different times.
Yeah. And so it just still kind of amazes me. People get really upset sometimes with hearing Spanish because they're like, it's America, damn it.
It's a low percentage of people, but you're right. People get so pissed off about that.
Yeah. Somebody had texted in. They said, what the hell is with this long-ass commercial in Spanish? And I said, yeah. I said, I think that's on the app. I said, is that where you're listening? They said, yes. And they said, yeah, I just think it's so wrong that our country is making it easy for them. It is not helpful to them. Too many kids are making it to school and they can't speak or understand English.
Dude,
Because
do me
their
a
parents
favor.
at home only speak Spanish.
Go home, make a drink, smoke a big Wonder joint, and fucking relax.
What do you care what people speak in their homes? Maybe they're just trying to keep their culture alive because they're proud of their heritage. Like, why the fuck do you care?
One commercial out of all of those commercials, and that's got that guy's dick in a
It's just
tizzy.
so wrong. My girl is a teacher, and she's got a kid in high school that can't understand English very well because it's never spoken at home, and it just holds the kids back. You know, what they do for a lot of people, yeah, I mean, I think it's good in South Florida, and I'm telling you, in big parts of America, too. It's good to know both languages.
It's absolutely great to be bilingual.
I love how they do dual language in a lot of schools. In fact, somebody had said their Feel Good Friday was my son is meeting grade level standards in dual language first grade. And how great is that in first grade, I know my wife, she does the pre-K, and they have a Spanish teacher comes in. They teach the kids in both languages.
My nephew, who is a gringo, went to a Spanish immersion school. My sister put him in where all they speak is Spanish to you. And his parents didn't speak Spanish. And they put him in the Spanish immersion. And sure as shit, to this day, that kid can carry on a conversation fluently with any Spanish-speaking person you put in front of him.
That's amazing.
Maybe you can write them back in Spanish. How do you write, you need to calm the fuck down? How do you put that in Spanish?
Tranquilo.
Well, why are you so upset? Because I think you're misguided with your anger.
You should write back in Spanish, though. I dare you.
Necesitas.
I dare you to write back in Spanish.
You know what? That's a good idea.
And be like, dude, calm the fuck down.
Calm the fuck down in Spanish.
Go make a fucking drink and smoke a joint. Whatever you got to do to decompress all that in Espanol.
Yeah. We have
I'd love to see his face.
One of our great KVJ Nationers, Puerto Rican, he always puts up the thought of the day in Espanol.
I just saw that. You know what? It's so weird. I saw that today, and I copied and pasted and put it in my translator just to see what they were saying.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
I'm going to go retweet it just to piss this person off. No vendes el sol para comprar una vela. And that was, you were talking about you don't need to buy the sun or to sell the sun.
Don't sell the sun to buy the candle.
Buy the candle, yeah.
It's a Jewish proverb.
And he said, yo no Virginia y Jaybird no está borracho, not drunk.
So what does it say?
Borracho. That's drunk. I know that one.
And no Virginia and Jaybird are not drunk. Happy Friday and
not now, but
weekend for everybody.
Check me in about 4 hours.
Oh yeah, mama getting after it. The witch gonna gonna ride that broom.
I gotta finish virtual kindergarten. Today's the last day, thank God. And then pick up Magnolia from school and then come back home and then Mama is going to fix herself a little drink. You know, we got those boxes. Jennifer sent those tipsy boxes.
Yeah.
Tipsy Rose boxes, but it's like little mini bottles of booze. and one of them is a peanut butter whiskey. And then she sent this raspberry whiskey. And I put them together because you make a peanut butter and jelly shot with it. Oh my gosh, guys.
good.
If you haven't tried this, the one she sent us is called Ram's Point peanut butter whiskey. The shit is amazing.
Oh, really?
Bigfoot.
I
My
was
boy
like,
Bigfoot knows how to make a great peanut butter whiskey shot.
this was delicious. I never tried peanut butter whiskey. I thought it sounded ridiculous.
It's so good.
I've seen it in the store and I've gone, what kind of stupidness is this?
I do wonder, though, if it is lighter in alcohol content, because I've done a couple of them.
I looked.
And it's almost like, okay, I can feel a little bit of a...
It was 30 proof, which I'm perfectly content with. Because I did look. That's what I looked
Because,
for. I'm like,
sometimes there's flavored
is it some
ones.
bitch-ass whiskey?
I did that with I ran out of whiskey. I only had Fireball a couple weeks ago, and I took a couple swigs of the Fireball. This is like fucking Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I highly recommend it. If you like a little tasty, different twist, I'm not a whiskey girl at all.
I'm a whiskey girl.
I am not. So the peanut butter whiskey, the Ram's Point.
Yeah.
And I looked it up on Total Wine. It's very affordable. It was like under $20 a bottle.
Wow.
See, I always think when liquor is under $20, it's probably a headache in a bottle.
That's what I thought too.
I don't trust
Yeah.
it. If it's too cheap, it's too good to be true.
All I had was the little mini bottle, but I had one of the mini bottles, and I'm like, this is damn good. I drank the second one.
Peanut butter whiskey is delicious. It's very good.
I never
Yeah.
thought I would be someone who would be into peanut butter whiskey.
They do amazing stuff with spirits and alcohol and all that stuff. I mean, when I used to be in the game, it was just your basics. And, if you put a Coke with it, you're like, ooh, look at you.
Fancy.
Do you remember the big shot that everyone talked about back in the day was the flaming Dr. Pepper?
Yes.
They have that. Yeah.
I used to do those when I was still in high school.
That was one of the first drinks I had. I started drinking when I was 19.
We used to sneak over to the French Quarter. Yeah, when I was 18, when I was 17.
We'd pregame before going to the Flirts nightclub off Okeechobee.
Yeah.
I was like, let's get the flaming diet or the flaming Dr. Pepper shots.
Yeah. My era was Goldschlager, Rumpelmans, and I think Buttery Nipples. were all
Oh,
the big
buttery
ones.
nipples
Yeah.
still. That's a nostalgic, beautiful trip for me.
Goldschlager was
Yeah.
without a doubt on the list.
Had the
and
gold flakes. Yeah.
Holy shit, would that fuck you up, man?
Yeah.
That would fuck me up. That would screw me up. And for a very cheap price, if I would drink 2 of those Strawberry Hill Boone's Farm,
Okay.
it was like $10 at the convenience store. By the second one, you were wasted.
It gives you most violent barfs, too.
Oh, it's so gross.
I remember I got so sick off of Boone's, and I was mixing that with pizza rolls and got
That's so gross. That's so gross.
19 years old, throwing up my uterus.
uterus.
Yeah.
You don't have no
I
uterus.
I know, that's the fucking point of the joke.
Calmate a la chingada. That's how somebody says means chill the fuck out in Spanish.
Okay.
I love that.
Yeah.
Say that
good
one more
stuff.
time.
Calmate a la chingada.
Comate.
Calmate, as in like
Calmate.
calm. It's kind of like a play off of calm.
Calmate.
Calmate a la chingada.
A la chingada.
A la chingada.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, calmate a la chingada.
Comate.
Calmate.
Comate. A chingada.
Calmate a la chingada.
Write that back to that guy. I wish I could see his face when he gets the comment back in Spanish. I'm never fucking listening to you guys again.
Yeah.
Tunes in Monday.
Probably already taunted him enough.
He's listening.
Yeah.
We're just fucking with you, dude.
Yeah, that's
Sorta.
just it. Yeah.
It's what we do.
Yeah.
Let me see a couple other questions that people have here. A little bit on the Carones. David said, hey, I was listening to the podcast yesterday about Trump recovering so fast. Just wanted to let you guys know that I agree with V that the treatment Trump and celebrities like Nick Saban receive needs to be streamlined, and that is not a politically motivated statement. They have
Amen.
the money/capability to at least get the treatment under control. David from Wellington.
We're not politically motivated. I don't give a crap about politics. I just want people to get COVID and beat it quickly.
Yeah, and I guess you got to just also try to figure out too what kind of corones do they have. It's not everybody's getting it the same way.
Right.
I mean, how I got it, I really don't talk to anybody that had it the way I had it. It's really kind of weird. You would think you would have kindred spirits on this.
You didn't really have a lot of symptoms, right?
No, I had confusion is all I had. So I don't know what the hell was going on.
You had a cough and you had a little headache.
Yeah.
That's about it.
I've talked to other people that I feel like all the people that I know who've had the COVID had the one that you had, where it was like mild symptoms and they had to sit out of work and they were fine after a few days. It really didn't do anything to their health.
I know 2 people that had bitch-ass COVID, barely had any symptoms. But then I know 3 people that had rock your world COVID.
Even Sweet Suits didn't have, a rock your world COVID. He felt,
Mine wasn't any worse than, and I don't know if I only had COVID, it wasn't any worse than any time I get the bronchitis. So, and that is just if I only had COVID and didn't have bronchitis too. And if I had bronchitis and just a little bit of the COVID, then I probably was asymptomatic for COVID.
It makes it tough if you are a person that has the bronch. You're probably thinking, shit, it's the bronch, or could it be COVID? You know what I mean?
That's exactly where I was. In fact, I knew I was going to run into that. I'm like, this is going to happen where I'm going to freaking get the bronchitis. And somebody even texted in today and they said, I went back to work this week after having the Rona. People are treating me like I'm a walking plague. It's ridiculous. I'm like getting ignored. Nobody wants to be near me.
I could even see that in Virginia's eyes when she first found out she had the antibodies. She thought she never had corona. And you kind of are like, oh, I'm damaged goods now. I saw the look. I remember.
I was, because I know that there's shame and there's judgment. And I had several people cancel plans on me when I tested positive for the antibodies after 2 negative tests.
Well,
so I definitely didn't have it anymore, but they wanted nothing to do with me.
Well, the days that I was out, the 2 days when I wasn't really feeling good, and I had seen people over the weekend and they were listening to the show and you guys were talking about, oh, Bird's going to get tested for corona. They were freaking the fuck out. They were, do I need to get tested? I'm like, just let me get tested first. I'm getting tested. It's a Monday. And then I found I couldn't get tested on a Monday. Oh my gosh, do I need to go to work? It was awful.
Panic.
And I didn't have it.
Yeah, you had just run down, I think, and you had changed your diet up. That affects people. If you start eating differently, your body reacts like, whoa, what's going on?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You just really don't know. And I tell you, this thing is going to be going on for a little while. I think I saw the latest on Pfizer is maybe late November at the earliest they would have the vaccine ready. How many people are going to take it? I've heard that number is actually pretty low if people are going to take it pretty early. And so there's going to be a lot more people are going to get it, especially as these numbers continue to go up again. They're rebounding and going up.
Oh, yeah. Depending on what network you watch, it's going up.
Mm-hmm. And it seems like it might be a double whammy for up north as the winter comes on because, one, they say it seems like the corona likes cold weather better. And two, they say the one place to stay away from is indoors. And when you're up north, if you've ever been up there and if you're only a Floridian don't know, it gets damn cold up there. Like you are not like, hey, let's go chill outside. It just doesn't happen.
You're going to have to build your own, I don't know, like a house coat, a big old coat that you can live in.
What?
House coat.
Are you sure you're not drinking?
I'm like,
I really
what is this?
Don't believe you.
I
need you to blow in this.
If you give me the weekend, can I give you my pitch for the house coat on Monday?
Well, they already have house coats.
No, not like this. Not like that. This is fully loaded.
I don't know if I can take any more of the house coats.
Fully loaded.
I think you are fully loaded.
Juan wants to know, is Bird high? No, I'm not high either. I'm not drunk. I'm not high. I'm just fucking weird, dog. I don't know what to tell you. House coat.
House coat. House coat. Hello, house coat?
Is this thing on?
Hello, anyone?
It's
house
on.
coat?
I'm coming back on Monday, and I'm going to blow you guys' asses away with what the house code is. I mean, the whole pitch.
Is it different than the house coat they already have?
Yes, it's very different.
All right. Okay.
You're thinking of the coat house.
Okay. I don't know what I'm thinking.
Can you get it at Burlington?
Wait till Monday.
Okay.
I think it's not going to be on the air, so I'm going to have to pitch it to you during commercial.
Yes. Here is a question about advice on visiting family. Virginia law. I was wondering if I could get some advice from Virginia on family visiting from out of town. My significant other's brother, who lives in Florida, is picking up his son from the mother, who lives in Virginia, and is stopping here on the way back. Here is not in Florida. I'm sure I take more precautions for COVID than the brother. Just hearing Virginia's and anyone else's thoughts would be helpful.
This is the hard thing. So if you have people coming to you, you really can't control them. You can ask them to be safe, and you can ask them if they've had a test in the past 24 or 48 hours to make sure they don't have it. But, I mean, what I did when I traveled, because I wanted to protect the people I was visiting. I was visiting my grandmother. I was visiting my dad, who's in his 70s. You know, I wanted to protect those people. So I got 2 tests to make sure I was negative. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, it's tough when you have people coming to visit you because you can't control what they do. You just can't control people.
Well, you know, I even heard it yesterday. I was watching one of the news things, and the commentators were talking, which is, you know, where I was, and they said, where are these rapid tests that were going to be accurate that you could start getting on a domestic level?
Thank you.
And you could buy and just keep the tests around. And, you know, I know Fauci was on TV. I saw a clip with him saying the only problem with that is it's almost, you know, you could take the test and then within that time that it takes for you to get from point A to point B, you could pick up the coronavirus somewhere. Because I think he was talking, the subject was on family getting together for the holidays, whether it be Thanksgiving, Christmas, and you're going to have all this kind of stuff. And people are going to have to try to answer this question. Having those tests would help. It wouldn't mean that you're definitely not going to have coronavirus when you get together with family.
Absolutely.
And this is going to be an issue. If you got everybody that is under the age of 70 and you're all good, or 75 and they're in pretty good health, weight, all that kind of good stuff, yeah, you're probably all right. If you get a couple people with coronavirus, yeah, you're going to be sick a little bit, but you'll see family and you'll be great. Nobody's going to wind up dead for the holidays. But if you do have grandma, grandpa, 75, 80, or you got somebody that's younger and they got pre-existing conditions, it's going to create some really tough scenarios for how are we going to handle the holidays with this family.
Well, if we had these rapid tests that apparently only cost $5, which, okay, I can spring for those for everybody in my family.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What you do is you get them and you have them. And when everybody shows up for Thanksgiving Day, tell everybody to get their ass there 30 minutes early and wait in their car and pass the test out to everybody as they sit in their car. And then when they get the results right there in your driveway in their car, oh, we're negative, come on in. You can talk to grandma. You can hug grandma. You can tongue kiss grandma.
Yeah. That's what would be great.
That would be amazing.
We could get that. And that's where it's like, you know,
well, if they
let's get this going.
If they can do it, you know, on a larger scale, like they're doing at the ballpark or the Palm Beaches, they've got to be able to make it easier to where we can do this ourselves.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. They're just saying, I thought, where is this stuff? Like, I thought it was coming. I know that it's going to certain places. It seems like certain people are getting it.
Right.
If you're talking schools, nursing homes, and football teams, like they're getting it.
So
no
they're
problem.
buying it. Football teams are buying it because they have the money to do so. Can regular Americans get the access to that? I have $5. I want a test.
Football's important in this country, Virginia.
But I mean, why is football more important than me saving my grandma?
Mm-hmm. Can Grandma throw a fucking football?
She cannot.
50 yards?
How's Grandma spiral?
Grandma only throws a hip out.
Yeah, that's what she throws. Yeah, no, that was the question that they'd had. I don't know if anybody right now has the answer, and we've got, you know, about maybe a month before you're going to need access to, you know, start getting these tests quickly.
Well, I saw now you can go to Walgreens and get a test. I was picking up prescriptions yesterday, and they hand you the kit. You're in your car. They hand you the kit. You shove it up your own nose, swirl it around. You put it back in the container. You close it up, and you hand them back the closed container. Okay, I can do that shit myself. I don't need the girl at Walgreens. No offense, but I can handle this job.
Side note, Walgreens, again, has really good snack selection, just to let people know that.
Yeah. Testing a snack. I don't know why I don't feel good enough about that. When it's left to your own device to stick that damn thing up your nose far enough, I don't
going
think
to
a lot of people
Walgreens
will.
and then doing your own Corona test, that sounds odd to you.
Not feeling.
You're not
I
down
had-
with that.
If I
But
had a
me
feeble
doing
grandma,
it
I'm
is
not
no
doing it.
different than her doing it. Like at that point, like give me the test and let me do it myself if I'm doing it myself anyway.
Walgreens. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I can see some people not wanting to do it there. I'd rather have it be with there's people in a lab
Yes.
coat.
I like a medical professional because I feel
Yeah.
like they know what they're doing. But if you're giving me the cashier at Walgreens, just forget it. Take her out of the equation. Let me do it myself.
Yeah, I usually don't want to mix my COVID test with when I'm buying Funyuns.
Yeah. It is going to be odd. Yeah, I'm not going to feel good if I got a feeble grandma. I don't think that that's going to pass the test. Not right now.
Yeah, if you're going to be around anybody feeble, you should just put the Gov2Go app on your phone. It's so easy.
Yeah.
Go get the state test. It's free. You get the results back within like 90 minutes. Like they send it to your phone on a little portal. It could not be easier.
They just need to get the granny bubble. That's what we need. I mean, we're not going to be able to get tests. Can we have someone quickly create what's called the granny bubble? And when granny comes out, you just kind of like wheel her out like those little hamster balls. And here comes grandma. She rolls right in and she's hermetically sealed inside this ball. And she can just wheel right back into her little cubby and, let herself out to go to bed. But when it's like time to see grandma, she can basically be the grandma in the bubble.
You can put the little hatch at the top so you can drop snacks in there for
No,
grandma.
that's not COVID friendly.
Well, you can throw them up there.
Yeah. Grandma's got to deal with her own snacks. But yeah, you just seal her up and then grandma gets her appearance. And you can hug the ball, the grandma bubble, and call it good.
I feel like that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Roll grandma down the hill.
No, I don't think that'd be
Grandma
fun.
breaks loose.
See if grandma's got what she used to have.
We're supposed to be watching grandma.
Oh, crap. She's at the bottom of the ravine.
She just rolled into I-95. Oh. You imagine having to dodge granny bubbles as you're driving during the holidays?
Yeah, I'm a walk.
Grandma's pinging all over the highway.
That's
Oh,
horrifying.
the terror. That'd be so horrific. I couldn't even imagine. Can you imagine how much they'd sue the creator of Granny Bubble for?
Granny Bubble would be on the hook for lawsuits.
Oh yeah, that wouldn't be good at all. So, anyway, well, there you go. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. As far as the question about getting the same tests and the treatments that they did for Trump and Saban, it is interesting to see what they got. Is it because of how sick they were or weren't? Or was it the treatment itself? And then when can we finally get stuff? Because,
Of course,
the holidays
it's the treat.
yeah.
It's special treatment for special people. This is just how the world works. If you're mad at it, I'm sorry, but this is how the world works. But if they have access to getting these tests out to everybody, they should.
We're in Palm Beach. If I sign my last name Trump, do you think I would get special treatment if I get coronavirus again? Or would I
Probably
just
not.
get punched in the face?
They'd look at you and go, no relation.
Yeah, I wonder, we were talking about Tiffany Trump. She had celebrated her 27th birthday, I
It
think,
looked fun.
last Sunday. She went to Komodo in Miami, and then they went to a bar afterwards. And, I often kind of wonder, because isn't that Tiffany is the daughter of
Marla Maples.
Marla Maples. And
Yes.
that
You don't
was-
see Marla.
Marla's gone from the picture. You don't see her. And I wonder because, Trump is very tight with his kids. They're all over the place. In fact, I think, his son is campaigning in South Florida today, maybe even in Palm Beach.
Well, it's the
for
family
stuff.
business. Make no mistake. It's protecting the investment.
But I wonder, you've got Ivanka, Don Jr. and
Eric.
Eric are from the same mom. And then you've got Tiffany from
Tiffany
Marla
different.
Maples.
They had Tiffany front and center the other day. They had her like right next, because I look at that too. I wanted to see okay, Ivanka should be front and center, right? She's the most beautiful, and she seems to be the one that's like the most connected to the other siblings. But they had Tiffany right in the middle. I was like, oh, that's fascinating.
Yeah, and I wonder behind the Trump scenes, the dynamic, how close are they? Is it like the three from Ivana that kind of hang and they kind of look for Tiffany on the outside. And the reason why I wonder is I saw this story that apparently Ivanka, she wanted to publicly wish her sister Tiffany a sweet happy birthday on Twitter, but she tagged the wrong Tiffany. So she doesn't even know her sister's Twitter address. So I'm like, if you're siblings with somebody, do you think you would know their Twitter handle?
Or did you do that on purpose to
I don't
throw
know.
shade?
That's yeah, right.
Either way, I am fascinated.
That's why I didn't know. So I wonder what that dynamic is like.
That's a juicy nugget.
Yeah, how are they together? So anyway, all right. Well, that's going to do it for us. Off for the weekend to get a whole bunch of Goldschlager in me.
I can't do Goldschlager anymore.
Oh, come on, Virginia.
I threw up on it once.
Okay, ruined you for life, huh?
Yes.
Okay, well, you guys enjoy your weekend. Thanks for being here. We'll see you Monday.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems, ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.